Enjoying the safety fair?
Yes.
Great, great. Well, I want to thank Devonshire for having us and just giving us this opportunity to talk with you a little bit about what you can do to stay at home longer and stay at home safer. Because that's really the key, is to really make sure that your home is set up in a way that will allow you to stay there safely as long as you possibly can. So one of the things is clutter, okay? And I know one of our earlier speakers had spoken about when someone has so many things, they have more of a hoarding issue, but just general clutter can be very dangerous, okay? Why? Well, it's as simple as if you have papers on the floor, if you have your slippers or things that are left around, it becomes very, very easy to trip over those things and to fall, or to have something drop and you go to pick it up and then you can't get up. So clutter is one of the things in your home that you absolutely can do something about that will help keep you at home longer. So the more you keep your home in a clean, neat, or just less cluttered, the better. So what kind of things are considered clutter? Sometimes it's furniture. Sometimes it is your end tables or your coffee table or just having too much furniture in your area. So sometimes it's not so much the things that we put on our tables or put on our couches or wherever it may be, but many times it is in fact just having too much furniture. You really need a clear path to walk. You need a clear path if you're using a walker or a cane so that you can safely get in and out of that area. And if you look at the picture, I mean, it's a pretty good, sometimes we all feel like this lady at the end going, oh my goodness, we all have that. So don't feel bad about having some clutter in your home. I think that is normal for anyone. But again, safety is a big issue. It's easy to trip or fall over things. Things as simple as throw rugs. How many here have throw rugs in there? Yeah. So what can you do? Throw rugs can be very pretty. They can be trip hazards. Okay. How many have tripped over their throw rugs in there? I know I have. Yep. Sometimes just walking into a store. You ever walk into a store and you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, you almost tripped falling in, just going in. One of the things that you can do to keep your throw rugs, get some of that double-sided tape. Okay? They have the carpet tape that if you put along the edges will keep it in place, and it even works if you're putting it down on carpet or on a floor. Just remember, always clean the area before you put it down so it sticks well, because otherwise the dust in that we get here in Arizona will in fact make it so it's very difficult. It doesn't stick as well as it needs to, and that's one of the keys. Stairs. Do you have your handrails? Are they in good shape? Okay, it may be worth spending a few dollars if need be to have a handyman come in and to check your handrails to make sure that they are in fact well secured into the wall. All right, that is one of the things that can help you just up and down the stairs, because stairs can very well be dangerous. So one of the things to really look at, having a little, if you look at the corner, the picture at the corner, you can get a little ramp that'll help you up and down. So if you have wheels on your walker, okay, that may be something that's helpful. Or if you're using a wheelchair, or even just stepping. How many times have we forgotten the step was there and you end up almost tripping, okay? So those are important things in your home. Sometimes we all get stuck. We don't get up as quickly or as easily as we used to. This kitty is a very good picture of that. And there are some easy things that we can do around our commodes in our bathrooms to make it easier to stand up, to give you that support, okay, without using your bathroom vanity, your counter, okay? Sometimes those are not as safe, or you really need the support of both hands, okay? So keep that in mind. Using two hands can be very much a help. These are things that you can pick up very simply at the local supply house, and that can be at the local drugstore or medical supply house. Sometimes they'll have these things even at some of the larger stores like Walmart or Ace Hardware, things of that nature, and they're very, very easy to install. Some just sit on the back of the commode. They can be easily installed and sit there. Obviously the ones that are on the tub can be, if you have the style tub where you can actually just put it on, you can do that. They even have some suction cup ones. I know I had picked up some at the dollar store, okay? And they were $2.99, and they were suction cup ones, but you need to make sure they're in place well when you put them on. So, because not all of our bathrooms can we drill into the wall in our showers. That's not so easy. So sometimes having, there are other kinds that you can do and put in your home. So those are kind of some of the things that bathroom safety is very important, because that is an area where if you fall, it's easy to get trapped, okay? And you don't want to be, what do I mean by that? Well, if you fall between your tub and your commode, it's going to be hard to get out, okay? And you can have some serious injuries if you're stuck there for a period of time. So a bathroom is an easy place to put some grab bars. They even make grab bars that will, you can use instead of your towel rack, okay? They will make those towel racks, and it's really just about getting them screwed into the studs in the wall, okay? So that they're in well, versus trying to grab on your towel bar. What happens when you put too much weight on it? It just comes right off the wall, okay? Or it comes right out of the wall. So these are things that you can do to stay home longer. And that's what most people want to do, to stay home as long as possible. I'm going to talk to you a little bit later in the presentation about some things that that communities, or being in a community setting, can do for you as well, where you don't have to worry about some of these things. But I know moving out of your house is always challenging. And most people want to stay home as long as they possibly can. Well, the key is, in fact, safety. So take a look at your house, or have a friend do that. Sometimes having a friend come over and look with you can be helpful, because we all get used to certain things in our homes, and we just say, oh yeah, that's fine, that's not a problem. Well, it's not a problem until it is. Yes?
One thing that I do is I have the hole for getting in and out of the shower. On the bathtub. I take my cell phone with me.
Yep.
Anytime I'm going to take a shower. And that way, in case I have trouble, and I set it on something right by the bathtub, in case I were to call, then I have a cell phone, so I can call.
That's a great idea. So keeping your phone near you or in your pocket. So if you're in the shower, having a little shelf next to the shower, because obviously we don't want to get it wet, okay, unless you have one of those newer cell phones that can get wet, and that's always nice, but most of us, I know my phone, if it gets wet, it's no good. So just to make sure that those safety items or safety devices are in fact close to you so you can use them, because unfortunately, things happen, okay, and it doesn't matter what age you are. It really doesn't. You can be 60, you can be 90, and you can have a bad fall, or you can have something occur that requires help, and if you can't get that help, it's going to have potentially catastrophic consequences for you. So staying safe is the key, because most of the time, if we can get help, okay, then most of the bigger consequences can be averted. All right. So some of the other things, furniture. What kind of furniture do you have? Is your bed at a good height for you? Okay. To either get into bed or to get out of bed, there are also furnishings, chairs that are lift chairs to help you stand up. There are beds that will go higher and lower. Why is that important? Well, for some people it is, and others it's not. You know, just having your bed at your right height so your feet will touch the ground. I know my bed is up higher, and I was just saying to my wife, you know, it's going to come a time where we need to change beds. We have one of those poster rice beds, and so you have to kind of get up a little bit to get into the bed. And you want really your bed to be at ground, at the level where when you put your feet down, you can touch the floor, so you can get in and out of bed the easiest way you can. Again, think safety as you're going along. Sometimes it's not about how pretty something is, but how functional it is for you, because that's really what's important, is something being functional for you so that it's safe at home. So they make some great lift chairs that are electric. You know, we all had the Lazy Boys when we were younger. Well, now there's the Lazy Boys that also will help stand you up. That's a nice thing to have. Okay, here is an item that you can utilize instead of your cell phone, or to use along with your cell phone. So these are safety pendants, okay? You don't have to live in a retirement community to have one of these. You can get it in your home. The general cost is between about $29 a month and about $49 a month. I even saw them at Walmart, the Walmart pharmacy. They actually had them in there where you can land them on a little rack. You can buy one and just call in and set it up. And basically it's one of those pendants that you wear that even goes in the shower. Because sometimes if you fall in the shower, you can't reach where you may have set your phone down. Okay? So that is a big piece, is making sure that whatever system, I like your system though of having a phone, because that's great, because even just walking around with your phone in your pocket is great. That's a big safety issue, and that's great. I'm glad you're doing that, and I recommend doing that as well. But also one of the things that you can do is just this, and that is to get a safety pendant so that if you fall, you can push a button, it'll send a signal out. It goes usually, depending upon the system that you get, sometimes it'll go to your neighbor first, and if they don't answer within a certain amount of rings, then it goes to the police station, and they would come out and make sure that you're okay. So some simple things you can do is to set up a system if you have something like this, or even just have a key in a secret location that only your neighbor knows about, so that they can help you if you need assistance. Otherwise, what's going to happen is if 911 is called, they're going to come in. If they can't get in, they're going to break a window or come in through your door, and so that will avoid some potential damage to your house. But they even have ones that if you fall, it will automatically send a signal. So there are a lot of good safety devices out there, and there are a lot of brands of them. Safety Alert is one of them. There are quite a few different ones. I mentioned a few on the piece of paper that you have. There are a couple different brand models, but you can go right on the internet and just put in Safety Alert pendant, and you'll come up with a bunch of companies in the area that provide those services. Doesn't matter which service you use, just whichever one is going to work for you in terms of what they do. But that is a really good safety piece. Okay, unfortunately, in my line of work, I've run across people who have passed because something happened and they couldn't get help. Okay, and that happened to my brother just a couple of months ago. 64 years old, young man, but he had started to have a heart attack, fell in his bathroom. Okay, there was nobody there to know. They found him 10 hours later. It was too late. Okay, he could have potentially, if he had something like that for himself, it may have saved him, it may not have. You just never know. But I know someone else who fell over a walker, and her sister was in the room down the hall, but didn't hear her until the morning, and by that time it was too late. So safety is a big piece. So don't let your safety go for a couple of dollars a month. Have a system set up for yourself so that if you need help, you can get it. Because a lot of people want to stay home, and the key, again, is that it is a safe situation for you. Okay? So this is one of the things you can do that's pretty inexpensive. There may even be, you contact the area agency on aging, there may even be some ones that have some discounted rates that are provided through the city. You'd have to check with them to see if they have those. I think the 29 was the ones that I've seen. All right, the next. How many people have checked the dates on their food in their refrigerator or in your cupboard? I just threw out a box of cereal from 2013. Yeah, just last week. My wife and I went through the cupboard. We're like, okay, we've got to look at all these things. So look for yourself, see how long it's been that you had things in there. Outdated food can cause stomach distress, it can cause different illnesses. So, obviously we all think about our refrigerators because that is generally things that spoil quicker. And absolutely, that is an area, whether it's how long your eggs sat there, your milk, even just things that you've opened after a certain period of time, things do go bad in your refrigerator. So you usually have a certain, for myself, if I made anything, I try to throw something out within a week's period of time. Some companies will recommend now there are certain things that, like our jellies and things of that nature that we have more of a longer shelf time in our refrigerators. But there are other things that you really need to look at, right? When did I make this? Date your food, okay? Get one of those markers. Do you always remember when you made the chicken last, or whatever it may have been, leftovers from dinner? I mean, I have them in my refrigerator all the time. Sometimes I forget what day I actually cooked that meal, and it may have been, because I try to give myself 5 to 7 days, depending upon what it is I cooked, as my maximum amount of time that I'm comfortable with. After that, it just goes in the garbage. Even if it looks good, it smells good, sometimes bacteria is growing on it. So you want to be careful. Try not to cook too much, cook what you need, and then eat it within a couple of days. 3 to 5 days is probably best. As I said for myself, I go a little longer. Yes?
So I was at Fry's Wednesday, and I went to pick up Miracle Whip, and I looked at the expiration date, and the jar I picked up had an expiration date that passed.
Yep, you're absolutely correct.
So before you buy something, look at the expiration.
Yes, absolutely. When you go to your stores, that was a great comment. When you go to the store, look at the expiration date before you even buy it, because just because you're buying it doesn't mean the store rotated their stock as quickly as they needed to. So that's a great suggestion. Is always look at the dates. No matter where you go. Sometimes even the biggest chains that we think, oh, they're going to look at it. No, I've done that many times. Even in the meat department, I've gone in there and I always look at the date that's on there, because sometimes those packages have sat around for a period of time. Or even something in the deli, like the hot dogs or processed meats, ham, that kind of stuff. Make sure your date is giving you enough time to eat it.
Sir?
Yes?
There's a difference between the sell-by date and the expiration date.
Yep, great point. There's a difference between your sell-by date and your expiration date. Okay, so your expiration date is the date that they don't want you to eat it after. Okay, and your sell-by date, you still have generally 7 days to use it up before it does start to go bad. Okay, so look at whether it's a sell-by date or a use-by date. That's a great suggestion. And believe me, we've all had it. Stomach bugs are no fun. Okay, and they can last for days, and we get dehydrated. Not a fun place to be. All right, the next one is medication management, another critical area for home safety. How many people forget whether we took a medication? Come on. We all forget. I forget every once in a while. Did I remember to take my Nexium this morning, and it's an hour later? We all forget, okay? So what are some of the simple things you can do to help yourself? Yes? Yep, okay.
And like you said, you might forget and you check it. I always check it while I'm later to see.
Yep. That's a great way. And as for some of the things that we saw out here at the safety fair, they have those little medication containers. You can get ones where you have them 3 times a day, or you can get just different ones. So if you, what you use is just putting them out in a tray. You can use little cups, you can use one of those little plastic containers. They're very inexpensive, they're about $1. Yes? Okay, great. Okay. Super. So you set it up for a week in advance, morning and night. And so you can get them where they're morning and night, or morning, lunch, and dinner, morning, lunch, dinner, bedtime. Okay? And if you set them up for yourself, you'll know I just have to check that compartment if I remember to take them for the day. And usually they will be labeled by the day of the week. Okay, so that it'll make it easier for you, because it is so easy to forget whether or not we took our medications earlier that day. I mean, we all do that. We all are like, did I remember that? And you go back, and some medications, most medications you really do not want to take twice. Okay, so do take your medication exactly as it is prescribed by the doctor. Don't use medications beyond their expiration date. Do review all of your medications with your doctors at least once a year. And these are all on the white papers that I gave out to you, so it's a good thing to take home. Don't combine prescription and over-the-counter medication or herbs, vitamins, nutritional supplements without checking with your doctor or pharmacist. And to add to this, that we didn't put down, also watch what you're taking your medications with. Water is the best. Some of us will use orange juice, but there are some other juices that can be very detrimental to the medications you're taking, like grapefruit juice and some of those. So check with your pharmacist or doctor. They'll tell you whether or not there's an issue. You can call your pharmacist and say, you know what, I'm taking these herbs, okay, along with my medicines. Are there any interactions? And they will tell you that so that you can be aware. Because sometimes it's just the simple over-the-counter things can have an interaction with the medications we're taking. So check with your doctor or pharmacist. Go through your medicine cabinet at least once a year and discard expired medicines. Don't keep them around. They're not good. They go bad after a period of time. Don't crush or chew tablets or capsules unless your doctor or pharmacist says it's okay. You know, sometimes we have to crush things in order to get them down first. Okay, sometimes it's hard to swallow. Check with your pharmacist first that it's okay to do that, because sometimes when you do that, the medications will get into your system much quicker. Okay, so you just want to check with them, and they'll tell you, no, that's fine to crush, or no, you can't crush this one, and they may give you an alternative on how to take it. They do have some medications in liquids, or may tell you another way to be able to help swallow that. All right. Use a medication reminder or pill organizer to manage your medications. And again, there are ones that you can get individually by the day of the week or by the time of the day. They're good to use. Just set them out, take a day, set them out once a week so that you have it, and maybe make that part of your routine that every next day you're going to set up your medications for the rest of the week, and then you go forward, and it'll help you so that you don't forget. All right. Independent living, assisted living facilities, group home, memory care are all alternatives. Okay. Don't look. Most people want to stay home as long as they possibly can, and I totally understand that. But one thing I would say to you is don't let your home become a trap. Okay? Because as much as you feel that home is just for independence, it actually can be more of a hindrance to you because of the fact what happens? We all live in a neighborhood for a period of time. People move, people get sick, they go someplace, or they may pass on, and you become more and more isolated in your home. By going to either an independent living community or retirement community, it gives you more options for socialization. It will give you more options to meet new friends, have dinners together, go on trips, do activities together. There are so many options that will help you to flourish again in the larger communities. Group homes are also a wonderful alternative. It just depends on what you're more comfortable with. So I always tell people, if you're the social butterfly, the big facilities are great. If you prefer to be a little bit more private or a home-like setting, group homes are wonderful. So it just depends on what makes sense for you. There's also memory care facilities and skilled nursing facilities. So keep in mind there are all different levels of care. So you know, most people do not need to go into a skilled nursing facility or a nursing home, okay? It's only 5% of our entire population will ever go into a nursing home, okay? Most people manage very, very well in either an independent living or assisted living setting and do not need those services. So what do they provide for you? Independent living, assisted living, those grab bars will be there. You'll have the pins that you can wear. It all comes with. There are people that can assist you. So if you push your button, there's going to be someone who's either going to check on you, call, or come by and see, depending upon where you're living, okay, and what options. So if you're in independent living, then yes, you're independent, and they will, but you'll still have, let's say, a pendant that will ring the front desk. And they're going to call and find out if you're okay, or may send someone over to check on you to see if you're okay. And so each of those, and there are ones for all budgets. So don't be afraid that you have to be a millionaire to live in one of these places. You don't, okay? One of the things that many people don't realize is there's also a veterans program out there. If you have or were the spouse of a veteran who served during wartime for at least one day during wartime, you very well may be eligible for veterans benefits. And it's through the program through the federal government called Aid and Attendance. And this program is up and above your Social Security. Okay, so it's additional benefits. If you would like information on this program or anything else, just stop by our desk, get our information. We'll be happy to give you the information on how to apply for that. It pays for either assistance at home or if you need assisted living services. Okay, so so just ask us. We'll be happy to refer you. We don't actually do this program, but we will refer you to people who do, and their services are free. Just like our services, we don't charge for what we do. We're here to help. We can also help folks who need to go through one of the public programs, Arizona Long-Term Care, which is also called Altex. We can also help you find a place to go if that's your situation, or your neighbors or your friends. So don't be bashful about calling. There are no silly questions, okay? I tell people all the time, the only silly question is the one you don't ask, okay? I've worked in healthcare all my life. Okay, for over 30 years, I've run healthcare facilities. Before that, I was a hospital social worker, and I became an administrator back in 1987. So I've run a number of healthcare facilities. I'll give you honest answers. Don't be bashful about calling and asking questions. I'll be happy to help in any way I can, or refer you to someone who can. That's what we do at A Caring Hand for Mom. So I want to thank you all for coming. Does anyone have any questions before I close? Well, yes.
Another question, back to our medications. I update mine every year.
Great.
But I carry a list with me in my purse of any medication, prescriptions, or over the counter that I take in case I ever have to go to the hospital.